Harry and Meghan have been bumped down the pecking order when you go to the website.
I want to start with this hilarious story. Apparently, palace officials have been trying their hardest to strip Harry
The news
of his
erupted like a
title.
bolt of lightning across the Atlantic, shattering the illusion that the royal family's controversies had finally subsided. Just as global attention began to wane, Buckingham Palace reignited the flames with a bombshell announcement. This wasn't mere gossip. It was a seismic shift that threatened to dismantle the very foundations of royal privilege. Insiders at the palace verified that deliberations were underway to reassess the honorary designations of royals who no longer perform official duties. That brief mention in a BBC report sent ripples through social media, but the underlying implications were deafening. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's standing within the monarchy was teetering on the brink. And in a matter of hours, yes, mere hours, reports surfaced of Prince Harry hastily boarding a private aircraft from California en route to London. No film crew from Netflix, no Meghan by his side, no staged photo opportunities. Just a visibly strained Duke of Sussex returning to confront the entity he's evaded for years, the palace itself. This time, the royal decorum was discarded, and the fight was on. It began one ordinary morning when a standard press update from Buckingham Palace took an unforeseen twist. Employing their characteristic enigmatic style, the palace announced that a constitutional examination of royal entitlements and ceremonial titles was in progress, overseen by the Privy Council. In plain terms, they were scrutinizing who merits retaining the honors bestowed by the crown and who does not. Let's be honest. No one was fooled about the true target. After a series of incendiary interviews, a blockbuster memoir, and a Netflix series that battered the monarchy's reputation, it seemed the palace had opted for action over rhetoric. And not through dialogue, but through authority. Yet the most astonishing aspect wasn't the declaration itself, it was the timing. This followed closely after King Charles was observed in a discreet gathering at Clarence House with top advisors and constitutional experts. A rare elite conference purportedly aimed at modernizing the monarchy for contemporary times. And in royal parlance, modernizing is a genteel way of saying severing ties. This is where the plot thickens. Moments after the palace's statement, journalists descended on Windsor, Kensington, and Balmoral seeking commentary. Prince William's representative issued the customary silence. However, whispers suggest William played a pivotal role in the preceding talks. A palace informant told The Times that William contends the monarchy's survival hinges on preventing titles from becoming commercial assets for personal gain. This initiative, they claim, isn't retribution, it's preservation of the crown, and herein lies the personal sting. For Harry, it reeks of vengeance. Picture being the offspring of a monarch, only to witness your name, your heir's prospects, and the remnants of your royal heritage debated in a conference room as if it were a business asset. That's precisely why, per sources near the Sussexes, Harry erupted upon reading the news. He allegedly stormed from a session at their Montecito residence, phone in hand, urgently contacting his father's office. The reply he received exacerbated the situation. The palace supposedly informed him, "His Majesty will meet with you upon your arrival, sir." In other words, argue from afar if you must, but return and address it directly. And that's what transpired. By midday, flight monitoring services detected a Gulfstream jet associated with the Sussexes departing Santa Barbara Airport amid tight security. One traveler, one endpoint, Heathrow. Instantly, the media frenzy ignited. Prince Harry jetting back to London amid a titles upheaval. It's the type of narrative that unfolds organically. Now let's backtrack, as this didn't materialize overnight. Royal analysts assert this evaluation has simmered covertly for months, dating back to Harry's autobiography, Spare hitting bookshelves. The volume didn't merely lift the veil, it incinerated it. Allegations of disloyalty, fraternal discord, and divulged private exchanges for public consumption. Then arrived the Netflix production, where Meghan and Harry portrayed themselves as casualties of palace intrigue and media harassment, all while profiting from the royal allure they publicly scorned. To the British elite, it was the ultimate affront. Even typically reserved royal staffers began uttering terms like unsustainable, insolent, and detrimental to the crown. Thus, upon Charles's ascension, insiders indicate he sought a balanced strategy, affording Harry space to readjust and potentially reintegrate. But the controversies persisted. The perilous New York pursuit, dubious Archewell affiliations, the growing notion that the Sussexes bartered royal confidences for Hollywood stardom. It proved overwhelming. Then came that podcast remark where Meghan casually admitted limited prior knowledge of the royals. It was the tipping point for the palace, as behind closed doors, personnel recalled her intense study of royal biographies and practice of curtsies before her debut. That's when, per palace sources, King Charles declared it sufficient. Yet what truly accelerated this was Parliament. In the shadows, influential MPs, particularly in the House of Lords, have pressured the monarchy to delineate boundaries for inactive royals' use of titles. One lawmaker was quoted stating, "If private citizenship is your choice, embrace it fully. But you can't cherry-pick princely status for convenience." Harsh words, and this introduces a political dimension. Rumors swirl of an impending Titles Regulation Act, empowering Parliament, not solely the monarch, to adjudicate honorary royal designations. Consequently, Harry's fate, along with Archie and Lilibet's, might be resolved not in a palace salon, but via public ballot. Imagine that? Being ostracized by your sibling is one ordeal. Having your royal essence revoked by lawmakers on national broadcast is another. No surprise Harry boarded that flight. Meanwhile, in Montecito, sources describe Meghan as shocked yet unsurprised. She's long anticipated the family wielding titles as leverage. Nonetheless, her response was revealing. A Hollywood confidant claims she promptly engaged her PR and legal teams, exploring countermeasures, perhaps preempting the narrative with her own account. Because Meghan excels at dictating headlines before they dictate her. But this instance, the palace eschews PR tactics. This isn't hearsay, a disclosure, or tabloid fodder. It's a formal inquiry endorsed by Parliament, sanctioned by the King, and tacitly backed by the heir. No spin can derail the impending developments. As Harry's aircraft enters UK airspace, London's atmosphere intensifies. Journalists encamp outside Clarence House. Choppers circle Windsor. Even the BBC shifts to continuous updates. Royal enthusiasts are polarized. Some argue it's overdue that Harry courted this outcome. Others deem title revocation vindictive and risk transforming the monarchy into an aloof entity. Yet for King Charles and Prince William, this concerns heritage. The monarchy has weathered conflicts, separations, and embarrassments. But it cannot endure, per insiders, a branding feud where the Sussexes exploit royal identity for global commerce, while decrying the system that conferred it. Hence, their stance is unequivocal. Depart entirely, or remain. As Harry's plane nears Heathrow, a reporter at the airport encapsulated it. For the first time in ages, Prince Harry isn't returning for a burial, enthronement, or union. He's here for accountability. And whether he departs as Prince Harry or merely Harry Windsor, that hinges on palace discussions in the ensuing day. The clock ticks toward the potential cessation of Sussex titles. Upon Harry's jet's touchdown at Heathrow, London's nocturnal sky mirrored the oppressive anticipation. Flashes erupted. Reporters bellowed his name. But Harry bypassed all. No grins, no acknowledgements, no remarks. Merely a resolute stride through the private terminal, akin to marching into conflict. Accounts indicate a motorcade transported him directly to Clarence House under darkness, where King Charles awaited. Yet the ambiance wasn't regal poise, it was battlefield strain. Palace informants report Harry arriving agitated. He purportedly insisted his father suspend parliamentary talks on titles. Not later, not soon, immediately. But King Charles, the epitome of composed leadership, held firm. "This transcends you, my son," he's said to have remarked, tone subdued yet resolute. This pertains to the crown's continuity. And thus, the chasm between father and son, once oceanic, widened immeasurably. Harry, pacing, allegedly invoked his birthright as a prince, his status as Diana's progeny, not a forsaken royal. Yet Charles's rebuttal pierced deeply. "You cannot straddle both realms, Harry. You cannot forsake the institution and capitalize on its moniker." That's when the raised voices commenced. Leaks suggest the encounter devolved into a heated clash resonating through Clarence House's halls. At one juncture, tension peaked so that a senior attendant intervened, only for Charles to dismiss him. This was familial reckoning, unintruded, then escalated the crisis. Prince William appeared. He wasn't slated to attend, but upon learning of Harry's arrival, he demanded inclusion. His entry chilled the room by degrees. No embraces, no salutations, just palpable silence. Insiders state Harry confronted William, accusing him of orchestrating the review covertly, influencing Parliament to proceed with title revocation. William, the epitome of restraint, refrained from shouting, but his utterances struck powerfully. "You chose this path, Harry. You departed. you craved liberty. Behold its reality. That provoked Harry's outburst. He denounced William for treachery, for weaponizing their deceased mother's legacy against him. He exclaimed this mirrored Diana's fears, her boys fractured by the very institution she sought to reform. William's response was stark in its directness. Cease invoking Mum as your defense, mate. You forfeited that privilege when you commodified her remembrance for Netflix. The chamber froze. Per informants, Harry's facade crumbled. He appealed to his father, voice faltering, to preserve Archie and Lilibet's designations. King Charles offered no assurances. We'll consult Parliament, he murmured, averting his gaze. And thus, the session concluded. Harry exited Clarence House with his expression betraying all. The formerly assured Duke appeared vanquished, eyes inflamed, jaw clenched, lips sealed as if suppressing a cry. But in California, Meghan Markle remained vocal. Upon the meeting's revelation, Meghan allegedly summoned her PR and legal advisors instantly. Sources depict her incensed that Harry traveled solo, and more so that the palace disseminated details preempting her narrative control. In Montecito, tranquility morphed into emergency. Insiders portray Meghan as feeling ambushed and deceived. A confidant purportedly quoted her, "They're trapping us. This is their method of annihilation." And Meghan, adept at retaliation, struck back. Within a day, a Sussex ally furnished People magazine with a statement echoing her cadence. It read, "The Duchess laments titles discussions being exploited amid graver global concerns." Interpretation? She positioned them anew as institutional victims, yet the public wasn't swayed this time. Social platforms ignited. Strip the titles trended in the UK, while Dark Leave Harry Alone gained US momentum. Even ardent Sussex backers fractured. Defenders accused the monarchy of detachment. Critics contended the couple transformed royal prestige into a Hollywood venture now reaping repercussions. British media reveled. The Daily Mail headlined, "Rebel Prince's Return, Harry Confronts Reckoning." The Telegraph dubbed it the Crown's subtle overthrow. The Guardian's bombshell, sourced from Parliament, revealed, "Draft bill ready to nullify non-working royals' privileges." This elevated it beyond rhetoric. Legal machinery activated. Compounding Sussex woes, an archived clip resurfaced. Meghan on Ellen DeGeneres in 2021, jesting about royalty and mimicking a curtsy to champagne. Once innocuous, it now seemed derisive, drawing online scorn. Is this the aspirant Duchess? She mocked the title she's now clinging to. Momentum shifted swiftly against Meghan. In London, Harry's predicament worsened. Despite the charged exchange, King Charles declined to postpone title deliberations. He arranged a confidential meeting with the Prime Minister and legal counselors to explore constitutional ramifications. Translation? The King aided Parliament's decision-making. Harry grasped a chilling reality. Retreat was impossible. Even his palace allies fell mute. Aides who once passed notes during dinners? Relocated. Staff who dubbed him the lively prince? Reassigned. The palace had subtly expunged him internally. Across the pond, Meghan paced their Montecito estate, phone affixed, contacting influencers for narrative management. Publicists, lawyers, Netflix associates, sympathetic scribes. But Hollywood's enthusiasm waned. Sussex overload prevailed. After relentless disclosures, scandals, and exclusives, even allies hesitated. The storyline she mastered slipped away. Then the decisive blow. Buckingham Palace issued a formal communiqué affirming the title's review's progression, with Crown and Parliament collaboration exempting none. That phrase ignited media chaos. For the first time, it was unequivocal. Titles faced elimination. By dawn, London dailies blared, titles endangered, Harry's return futile. In Montecito, Meghan reportedly wept. An insider recounted her repetition, "They cannot deprive my children of this." They cannot. A royal aide countered quietly, "The monarchy doesn't seize, it rectifies." Rectification approached rapidly. What follows? The pivotal query: Harry and Meghan are ensnared between realms. Reintegration demands concession. Severance forfeits marketable titles. A no-win predicament recognized by the palace. Royal observers posit this as Charles's masterstroke, compelling Harry's definitive choice. Rejoin the family, adhere to norms, retain titles, or remain in California, cultivate your empire, and relinquish royal nomenclature. Constitutional tough love. Others attribute William as the architect, the prospective king establishing precedents. Upon his ascension, he'll inherit the aftermath. He advocates a streamlined, scandal-free monarchy. No ambiguous royals complicating matters. Yet, the tragedy lies in two once inseparable brothers. Diana's sons observed maturing mourning and serving jointly. Now, mutual presence is unbearable. The institution uniting them has divided them, uncertain if reconciliation can mend the fractures. For Meghan, the hopeful entrant turned storyteller of woes, her own judgment looms. The fairy tale morphed into nightmare. The world once hailing her as progressive icon now doubts her fit. The palace isn't merely revoking titles, it's revising history, diminishing her role. And Archie and Lilibet? Innocence thrust into the spectacle. Will they mature as prince and princess, or merely the king's grandchildren amid familial strife? That verdict, painfully, may escape parental control. Truthfully, the tale persists. Parliament will deliberate, the palace will scheme, Harry and Meghan will confront their toughest choice. Retain tethered titles or sever bonds entirely, liberated from the crown's influence? One certainty the world spectates. This transcends Harry, it's the monarchy's viability. Can an archaic entity endure modernity? Adapt sans identity loss? Can a family reconcile under scrutiny? These dilemmas will shape Harry's and the crown's legacies. As Harry reboards for California, titles intact or revoked, one truth emerges painfully. The boy prematurely bereft of his mother now forfeits his family incrementally via title, quarrel, and exposé. Thus concludes the synopsis. The Sussex drama has peaked. Harry hastened to the UK, confronted father and brother in an intense clash, and Sussex title's fate dangles. Will Parliament revoke them? Will Charles intercede? Will Meghan and Harry resist or depart permanently? Time reveals all. But assuredly, this saga will dominate news for months. The palace has delineated boundaries. Harry and Meghan stand opposed. Who yields first? If you've endured this tumultuous royal chronicle, gratitude for your perseverance. It underscores our fascination with royals. Beneath regalia and traditions, they're a flawed family navigating publicly. Your opinion? Should Sussexes retain titles or is severance due? Share below. Team Sussex or Palace? Like for more royal insights, subscribe for updates. This narrative unfolds. Until then, uphold your crowns, embrace the drama.